Nightly greetings, one and all. William Theo here to bring you the most relevant events developing here and elsewhere on the planet in the last 24 hours of the news cycle. And we begin with the faces of terror finally uncovered. Two of the alleged gunmen who fired indiscriminately inside the protest concert hall were the first to be finally unveiled to the media in a Moscow court for arraignment proceedings yesterday, Sunday. The Russian media has identified all four shooting suspects as citizens of the old Soviet Republic of Tajikistan and published all the images of the four who were brought to court today, bandaged, swollen, black-eyed and bruised, one of them looking so disoriented and out of whack while struggling to keep his eyes open. The four suspects will remain in the Moscow police custody until litigation kicks off in May. Three of the suspects have already pleaded guilty. No country on the planet is more hated right now than Israel, and its latest decision to keep Gaza-based Unrwa from receiving food and aid deliveries for northern Gaza, which is in the throes of near famine or starvation, has drawn even more global ire. But Israel was quick to fire back over pushback and flack on its latest decision to keep its starvation policy against Palestine, given UNRWA's uncovering last year of having personnel who actively participated in the October 7 massacre. Israel claims the UNRWA is nothing more than a front of Hamas. Still, Israel is being condemned for its latest action, one coming from the floor of the House of Representatives, who excoriated Israel's policy of using starvation as a weapon of war, a sentiment WHO Chief Tedros Ghebreyesus also shared, saying Israel's continued blockade of much-needed food and relief to northern Gaza was in fact denying starving people the ability to survive. Israel's military crusade to wipe Hamas off on the face of the earth has bumped up the body count to 32,226 of mostly women and children, Palestinians, according to the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry. And barely a few hours remain in the deadline for Trump to pay New York City $464 million in a civil suit he lost have a number of his prized real estate properties be seized should he fail to make the pay. Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden vows to keep Obamacare alive as Trump and his GOP allies vow to take a stab at repealing the insurance policy that has kept tens of millions of indigent Americans covered. VOA's Veronica Balderas Iglesias has the full story.
After being found guilty of persistent fraud in his business practices, former President Donald Trump faced a Monday deadline to post a $454 million bond to a New York State court. Trump announced Friday via his Truth Social platform that he had the cash and repeated arguments he previously made in Palm Beach, Florida, against the civil fraud case.
This was a rigged trial by a crooked judge and a crooked attorney general. But they'd like to take the cash away so I can't use it on the campaign.
The question of whether the witch hunt narrative could help Trump politically was posed to Democratic Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, interviewed Sunday on CNN's State of the Union.
Has there ever been a president, Republican or Democrat, that has been subject to this level of criminal charges, indictments, and investigations? This is not about party. This is not about politics. This is about corruption and criminality.
Appearing on NBC's Meet the Press, the former chair of the Republican National Committee, Ronna McDaniel, commented on reports about a new joint fundraising committee between the RNC and the Trump campaign, and whether it's appropriate for Trump to ask donors to pay for his legal bills.
If they feel strongly to support his legal bills, then they have every right to do so. And I think he's being very open that they're helping with his legal bill.
Also in the race for a second term in the White House, U.S. President Joe Biden held a virtual rally Saturday, joined by his Democratic predecessor, Barack Obama, and House Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi. Biden focused on the topic of affordable health care.
This election is about two different visions of America, as basic as that. My vision, our vision about the future, where folks have the freedom and security of affordable health care, low prescription drug costs, and just a little more breathing room, as my dad would say.
Biden reassured voters he would preserve the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, and criticized Trump for vowing to dismantle it, even as around 20 million people have signed up for it this year alone. Veronica Valderas Iglesias, VOA News, Washington.
At this point, let's shift focus to my PTV colleague in our Pine City studios for what's going on of late in the Cordilleras. Ala?
Naibag-arabi Pilipinas, indeklarante pag-asa ti panagibos ti amihan ken ti rugimet. Ti warm and dry season iti paginyan, posibleng agpaot aging gamayo. Sakbay daytoy, idi Marso 11 na deklara ti state of calamity ti Mayuyaw Ifugao. Gaputa dandani amin a barangay ditoy makapaspasar iti nakarong epekto ti El Nino. Iti entero riyon dumanonen iti nasurok sa ngaribo talugasot aman nalon ken nasurok sa ngaribo talugasot mutlaeng nga ektarya ti mais ken pagay tinapektaran iti dry spell. Gapoy ti dayta babantayan ng ti Office of Civil Defense ken masiknan nga opisina ti supply ti danom karag iti agricultural sector iti entero ariyon. Lupay kasta imparamnama ti Office of Civil Defense nga adnan dagiti adalandang adnang tapno masolusyonan daytoy a problema.
Nakatutok naman dyan ang Baguio Water District at meron tayong mga ongoing projects, exploration projects na kung saan tinitingnan natin yung dito sa area ng Tubo Benguet kung saan po tayo pwede makakuha ng water spring or water supply rather. At ito ay tutulong sa po natin sa supply dito sa area ng Baguio City at doon din sa Tuba Benguet.
Iti sa Balyadamag nasurupat agasut a hikers ti nakipaset iti trek with a mission ti Police Regional Office Cordillera ken Regional Advisory Group for Police Transformation and Development iti takadang Kibungan Benguet. Nakipaset dagiti police officer manipod iti naduma-duma unit ti Pro Cordillera Criminal Investigation and Detection Group napulkom ken miyembro ti RAG-PTD. Simuporta dagiti kameng ti local government unit iti Benguet, Bureau of Fire Protection, Bureau of Jail Management and Penology, ken dagiti civilian outdoor enthusiast. Nagrugi iti 8.5 kilometer trek iti Sitio Tanat, pauli iti Mount Buga. Wenubuga kan Mount Tagpaya aging iti SS Sublino Alodos Elementary School. Sanlang a physical challenge ngam nabukol ti trek with a mission tapno makurur iti pondo para iti educational aids and materials iti SS Elementary School. Pasat dayto iti project simek wenno special educational materials through earnest kindness ti RAG-PTD. Highlight iti programa ti medical mission para kadagiti umili iti takadang. Nadaan iti free medical assessments, prescriptions, legal assistance, ken distribution of food packs. Dagiti damdamag, manipod dito'y PTV Cordillera, siyak ni Ala Sunduan, Naibag, Arabi.
Thank you, Ala, and that's all she wrote for tonight. Join us again tomorrow, same time, same location on your remote and browser for the latest breaking news here and abroad. And never forget to say your prayers, give thanks, stay connected, and turn that frown upside down while you catch the news right here. William Theo wishing you all a restful night ahead.